Greetings, fans, to this week's edition of the Gridiron Show, joined by first-year assistant coach Tyler Chapa. Coach, thanks for joining us this week.
Thanks for having me on.
We have to talk a little bit about last week's game. Such a big game and such a heartbreaker. You guys go up to Dickinson State. You put in this incredible performance. How frustrating was it that you didn't end up with a win?
Well, it's always frustrating when you lose, but to go up there, I mean, it's a long bus ride. The guys handled themselves great on the trip. I think we were very prepared offensively and defensively. They're a playoff team, and we had them. Took them to overtime, and, it was heartbreaking, definitely. You could see it in their eyes.
How does that affect the team? I mean, obviously you haven't seen on the field yet how it's going to affect them, but do you guys get the feeling that this is a motivator, that they're going to be chip on the shoulder, we should have beat these guys, now let's go and beat everybody and take the league, or do you think it'll be a setback?
Well, it's absolutely motivation, 100%. I mean, they got back in here. We watched film with them on Sunday, and on Monday they were chomping at the bit to get back, on the field, ready to go. And coach's his message to the team is, we're not going to lose again, especially not at home. Valley City's a good team. They're coming to our place now, but our backs are against the wall in a sense. We got to win out, and I think our guys are ready to do that.
I think last year the team that won that game ended up not going to the playoffs, so maybe that's a good omen, right?
Yeah, no question.
Talk a little bit about what you guys did right in that game. It went to overtime. They only scored realistically 2 touchdowns against you defensively. They had a pick 6 and then overtime touchdown. What were you guys doing well?
Our big focus was getting off the field on third down on defense, and I think we did a really good job of that. We missed a couple key tackles, but overall our tackling and getting off the field on third down was what we did well.
Not a lot of turnovers, which has been something you guys have created. Not a lot of sacks, which is something you guys have created. So it seemed like the defense, just as a unit, just didn't give up, didn't break, didn't make the big plays, but didn't give up any big plays.
That's true. Yep. So our job, we're a bend but don't break defense. We gave up about four big plays. We held them, I think, to 80 yards rushing, 160 yards passing, which against a good team is tough to do. They have a good quarterback, they have a really good running back, good receivers, but our guys' mindset going in was we got to be the dominating force and not let them in the end zone.
How much did that spark the offense? Because, I mean, you were down 2 touchdowns, but they can't move the ball. The offense had to feel like, we can come back, we can win this.
Yeah, so, we're on the bench, and our message to the guys is, if we got to go back out on defense, let's get the ball back to the offense. 3 and out, we count our stops to the defense. We want to get 10 stops a game, and, in the fourth quarter, we had 4 3 and outs in a row, and that sparked our offense because they went down and scored twice. So,
talk now a little bit about the next game coming up. Valley City coming to town. You guys have the toughest schedule in the league if you look at it. You get the ranked team in Dickinson State twice, and then you get the number 2 pick in the league in Valley City twice, and then you get them back-to-back. How prepared are you? What do you see different? What will be the focus this week?
This is my first time in this conference, so I'm just, getting to know what teams do well in the conference, and so far, I think Coach Finley and I, being new on the defensive staff, kind of bring fresh eyes to what we need to do to stop these guys. But they're a good team, like you said. They're number 2, and they're number 2 for a reason. They have good receivers. They got big O linemen. They got a really good running back. I think he leads the NAI in all-purpose yards or something like that. So we're going to have to stop him. And defensively, they're pretty sound. They gave us trouble last year offensively, but I think we've got a good game plan in place on both sides of the ball, and they're coming to our place too, so that's a good advantage for us.
You mentioned the running game, specifically the running back. They seem to be more run-oriented. They run the ball about twice compared to passing. Does that create a challenge for you guys? Because obviously, as the DB coach, you guys have to come up and help make tackles, but also be sure that they don't sneak a pass in and catch you unawares.
Yeah, so, with teams like this who run the ball more, I always tell my guys you can't fall asleep. And a way to do that is stay engaged and be forces in the run game as well. I always preach having good eyes, see what your man is doing. If you're supposed to be watching a receiver, he's going to tell you if it's a run or a pass. In the box defensively, D-line and linebackers, they're solid. I mean, we got a pretty good run defense. Coach Finley and Coach Henry do a good job of getting those guys prepared and show them every single look that they're going to see during the game.
We mentioned that you're not the offensive coach, so you don't get on that side and work with them, but you do work against them. So how is the offense looking rolling into this week? I know running was the focus up in Dickinson. Do you think it'll be the same kind of game plan, run the ball, more balanced, or do you guys see a chance to throw against Valley City?
Well, from what I've heard, I think they're going to be, trying to play some smash mouth football and run the football. I mean, those guys up front have been getting better every single week, and it's fun to watch because we compete with them. We do like a little third down session, and last week they whooped us, and so it's just fun to watch those guys get better. The receivers are getting better. We've got Bo back there kind of commanding the ship and telling the guys what to do and not getting down on themselves is what, a big thing I've seen during practice and during games. When things aren't going as planned, they defensively get them the ball back and then they just keep pushing. They've been doing a lot of good things this week.
I know the league's seen Bo for a couple of seasons. Last year he was so dynamic. Everybody's going to focus on him. Everybody's going to find a way to try and stop him. And so that obviously means other guys have to step up and pick up that load. So it sounds like that's starting to happen now, the line and the running game and also the receivers. Talk a little bit about Valley City as far as scouting these guys. Is there somebody defensively, I mean, you're the perfect guy to talk to about it, that you guys need to focus on? Is there a guy that needs to be stopped?
Yeah, so they've got two guys. Their quarterback, he's a pretty good quarterback. Doesn't make very many mistakes. They calculate where they're going to throw the ball, and if he doesn't like it, he's going to take off and run. And we mentioned number 10, the running back. He's a tough kid. He's hard to bring down. He's fast. They split him out at wide receiver too, so he's very versatile. And then they got a big number 11 on the edge. They like to single him up. He's about 6'3", 225-pound receiver. We're going to have it's going to be a big test, but the offense has been getting better too, but our defense has been getting better too. So, we're not super worried about those guys, but we know we got to stop them in order to win.
The 6'3" receiver, he's probably not going to see a whole lot of teams with 6'3" DBs,
right.
though.
Yeah, that's always good to have. It's easy to coach good players, and in the secondary, especially, I know for sure that we've got the guys to stop pretty much anybody on the edge.
You mentioned Coach's message was we're not going to lose another game this season. How important is this game? This is the second game of the league. I mean, there's plenty of season left, but is this one a must-win?
Yes, absolutely. And from here on out, they're all a must-win. We play Dickinson twice. We're going to see them again, and we play Valley twice, two of the best teams in the league. So this one for sure. We got to beat them to let them know next time when they see us we're going to beat them again. So our big thing is just be relentless on special teams, on offense, on defense, play a complete game. Limit our penalties is a big focus as well. And if we do those things, I think we'll come out with a W.
I want to remind you fans, come out to the field this weekend. The boys back in town, they are looking for some revenge after last week's near miss. 1 o'clock kickoff at Bolstorff Stadium. Valley City State's in town. It's guaranteed to be a great game, and hopefully it'll be a great evening after the game celebrating a Warrior victory.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you taking time with us, Coach. Good luck this weekend, and go Warriors.
Thank you.